There's nothing worse than being a super creative artist and yet a super broke artist. And if you don't do something about it, you will be a part of that struggling artist and the broke artist myth. Trust me, I've been there. So in this video, I'm gonna highlight 5 different steps that you can take to change all of that. Now, 9 years ago, I transformed my entire living room into a small homemade art studio. And this studio has been putting money in my pocket ever since. So this is what we're gonna talk about in this video. Step number 1, what I want you to do as a beginner creative artist, or even if you're an advanced or intermediate artist that haven't started yet, you're just an artist, an amazing creative artist, but you haven't figured out how to make money, how to turn your art into an income. In this video, that's what we're gonna do. You need to start experimenting with things that you have in your studio, provided you've already set up or built up some kind of a homemade studio in your house. Whether it's in your living room, it's in your basement, or it's in your room. The first thing you got to do, you got to find a way to create a studio. You have to set up a studio. For me, this is my workstation. I turned my entire living room into a studio. However, this is the temple right here. This is where I spend most of my time, just painting, just creating work. I got my easel here, I have a workstation table here, and I have my lights, and I have blank canvases and so on and so forth, and I have other garment stuff that I paint on, and I just get my work done. So you need a space in the house where you can actually get your work done. After you have the space, what you actually need to do is you need to start experimenting. Experimenting with your work. Everything that you have learned, you have to start putting it into work by putting actual paint and actual medium onto garment, canvas, or whatever it is that you're doing. It's time to actually get your hands dirty by experimenting. You're gonna experiment with that, and also you're gonna have to bring your experimentation out to the public in person and push. At the same time, if you have social media, you're gonna have to start also putting on the social media. But I'm a champion in-person selling. So while I do have my social media and I have my websites and everything, I am a weekend-based in-person pushing your art type guy. That's how I've been able to stay in business for 9 years. So if you already have your station set up, the first step you need to take is to start experimenting. Experimentation taught me so much, and how what you make and you don't even have respect for it can be money outside, just for going outside on the weekend. So for example, this is a stained garment. It's just a stained fabric just in the studio. It just stained. While I'm working, it gets stained. Now, stuff like this, I would bring it out on the weekend and I would just set it up. And you'll be surprised how someone will look at it and say, I want that. That right there ended up becoming the money, but it would have been just a waste in the studio. Bringing it outside and add it to my aesthetics and my vibes, just outside setup. Somebody see it, asking, are you selling that? Can I buy that? And then that becomes money. And there's a bunch of these stuff in my studio, like a lot of stained garments in the studio. So this is all money. This is all part of the experimentation that I was talking about. You can experiment bringing these things out. Anything that you think might be a mess for you, it's valuable to somebody out there. They're gonna see it. They're not artists, but they love art. And they're gonna go for it. So bring your mess out. The mess that you don't respect, bring it out in person to the public and let the public decide. You don't decide, let the public decide. Or you post them on your social media at the same time. Let your audience decide, not you. Same thing, I have a bigger fabric here that bigger canvas fabric here, same thing. I used to have a bunch of these fabrics. Same way, just a bunch of stained fabrics. But guess what? I think there's only like 2 left. I used to just bring them out, just to spread them out to kind of create a colorful vibes and stuff like that. And they've been selling. Now, that's not something that I want to push, but they sell. And the only way I found out that they sell is because I brought them outside by just adding on to my flavor and my vibes, and people will ask for it. Now, I usually sell them way below I think the value that they should actually go for. But the point is, they sell. I just create some experimentation. I have some testers, like canvas testers. Before I start painting, I probably would start testing, making some tests and just checking out my colors, checking out my brushes, streaks and stuff like that. And if I'm going outside, if I'm doing any type of small gathering, small show out in the street, I would just bring them out and then set them up. And guess what? If I bring 5 out, 2 will sell or 3 will sell, just because I brought them out. It's not a finished painting or finished product or this. I don't even have an idea behind it. It's just straight up abstract, just colorful abstract. And just because I bring it out, people ask for it, and especially if it's small, if it's not the large format canvases, these small ones just for setup and vibration, and somebody will buy them. So those experimentation, those testing that you're making that you think that it's not your finished product, trust me, somebody out there will buy them. So that is what I want you to do as your step 1. You have to experiment and bring your experimentations out. That's how you find out what's gonna work. That's how you find out what will work. That's how you find out what's gonna make it throughout your business, throughout this journey. That's how you find out. If you're just gonna just stick with what's in your head and what's in your mind, you're just gonna create it and just throw it out there on your website, on your social media, and you're just expecting things to just go like that. What if it doesn't go as you plan? Now that becomes a challenge. So that's why I champion in person, because in person you get an instant result. It's not just likes or just comment or just or just online impression. It is actually an instant result. Even if the person doesn't have money to buy it, they will display some kind of energy. You will feel the energy that they're saying that, oh, I love this. This is amazing. You did this. Oh, this is nice. Even if they don't buy it, that boosts your confidence. You know this. Oh wow, this might work. Okay, then I'm gonna try to make a few more of these. And the only way you get these instant proofs is by being in person. So I'm a huge fan of just going in person, going out to the streets, going out to the public, sell, and get these results and get these engagement, and then use it to move forward to the next phase of what it is that you're working on. So step 1, experimentation, and experiment it with the public. Whatever it is that you are creating, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just as long as it is you that created it, as long as it's something that came from here and you made it with your hand, as long as it's hand painted, handmade, bring it out to the streets. Whoever comes to your spot to talk to you, you let them know this is a homemade studio, homemade based product, it's stuff that you actually experimenting, making. It is your art. That's what they're buying. They're buying into that. They're buying into those short stories, the things that you're going to tell them, how these items became about. That's what they're going to go for. So step number 1, experiment in your studio and bring those experimentations out in person and sell. Or let the public decide. And that's how you're going to pick your winners to move forward. Step number 2 is, of course, it's going to piggyback on that we need, what we're looking for is traction. So we create experimentation, we go outside to test things out. It's pretty much all we're doing is a testing stage, right? It's just iteration, it's just ideation stages, right? Let the people come and see. It's your job to pay attention. It's your job to observe, to see what's working, to see people's reaction, see what they seem to be liking and what they seem not to be going for, what they're buying. People who ask for your information based on specific products. If that product is getting that kind of engagement and it's leading people to ask you for your information, your social media information, your website, your business card, do you have a flyer, do you have this and that, based on that specific piece that you know, then that piece is getting a lot of traction. All you're doing is just tracking the tractions, right? The tracking the engagement, whatever is happening, you're paying attention to that. And that is the data that you're going to be paying attention to. Collecting this data is like, oh, this style that I was playing with seemed to be getting a lot of engagement. People seem to like it. So we're going to be paying attention to these tractions on all of the work that we actually brought out. If let's say if you have like 10 pieces of experimentation that you brought out, we gauging the traction of all these pieces, see how people react to it, right? What kind of if we would have translated this into social media, what kind of likes are we getting? Are we getting comments, likes? Are we getting shares? And are people saving them, and so on and so forth? So in the street, there will be people who probably like, can I take a picture? That type of engagement. People will have their phones on them. Somebody will probably make a phone call and just call somebody back home like, yo, I just bumped into this guy in the streets. He's doing art. His stuff is amazing. And they probably will put it on a FaceTime and then start showing it, or maybe show, oh, he's the artist right here, stuff like that. You need these type of stuff to also boost your confidence, to also know that you're actually doing something. I personally wasn't too confident in myself. I didn't know if I was good at what it is that I was doing. Not what anybody else doing, not what the world called this is art to them. I was just doing what I was doing, and I wasn't sure if what I was doing was that good in the eyes of the people. To be 100% honest with you, the streets actually handed it to me like, yo, you super talented. Yo, you a legend. Yo, this is amazing. Yo. And for 9 years, I've been hearing this for 9 years. What do you think it's gonna do to me? So now I know that I know I'm good at what I do. My style, my work, what it is that I've been selling in the street for 9 years. That's what led to me catching the collaborations with Pepsi, Uber, Facebook, HBO, landed in Bon Appetit magazine, in Forbes magazine, Food and Wine magazine, local TV here in New York, local newspapers, local magazines, and local shows just inviting me to just come and be a part of the shows for free and stuff like that. So that now I know 9 years later that, oh, people love my work, my style, what it is that I make. These things will happen if you go in person. That's why I champion talking about going in person so hard. Of course, I had social media from day one. I had Instagram before I started going outside. But I love the engagement that I get outside better because I can track the engagement quicker. Once I go outside, I feed off the people's energy, and they're also buying. You have people that's just complimenting, calling their friends and taking pictures and following you and asking for your business card. All these stuff is happening. And on top of that, people are also buying on top of all this stuff. So it just does something to you. It's a dopamine that it just comes with that. And you cannot, it just makes you don't want to stop. You want that feelings over and over. And I've been doing it for 9 years, nonstop, because I keep getting this engagement. So step one, you're gonna experiment in the studio and bring the experimentation outside. Step two, you're gonna pay attention to the engagement, the traction. We're looking for attraction. What's working? What seems to be working out of the 10 pieces or out of our 5 pieces that we brought out? Which one is getting the most engagement? Which one is getting the most likes? Which one is being shared the most, right? That's what we are paying attention to. We want the traction. We're looking for traction out of all these items. It's kind of like music. Say if somebody created a whole album with 10 different songs on it, and say the album for whatever reason just leaked out to the streets. And the street, by default, the street just organically just picked a song that they like the most, and everybody just started playing it. Everybody you see in their car walking around in the boombox, whatever, they were just playing that song. So automatically that song becomes a single. That becomes the street single. That's what the street like. So if you want to go by the data and the traction, that is the street pick. So if you want to do anything with those songs at all, you gotta go with that song too, because that's what people like. So if you're gonna put any money behind it, if you're gonna put any push, any effort behind it, then you gotta put that effort behind that song that people were going for it. It's just, it doesn't, it's no different from this. It's the same thing here. If you bring out 10 items or 5 items out, it could be just canvases, a style that you kind of like playing with on canvas, physical canvas, or it can be on garments. If the street decide to be going for a specific piece, and people that kind of don't live together, don't know each other, they all seem to be going for that piece, then it just tells you something, that there's something there. We don't know. It's energy, especially when it comes to art. It can be the colors, the style, the way you flow. So people can just like these things. It's just natural. They seem to be flocking to that style or that piece. Automatically, that tells you that there's a lot more energy there. So you need to look into that and do something more with that. If they're picking that, that is becoming your single, your number one single, your number one dominant piece. So you need to start paying attention to that. That is what we're tracking. And we're going to keep tracking over and over, piece by piece, until our website is full of singles and full of dominant products. So that's how you actually stay in business, if you pay attention to these things. So number 2, that's attraction. We're going to move on to number 3. Now that we have this traction, we've seen the street has actually helped us shape and pick the single, which is the item or the piece that they like, or the canvas style that they seem to be going for. That's when we go all in on that. Out of the 10 pieces, out of the 5 pieces, they seem to be fooling with this style or this kind of a colorway or this abstract more. So now we just going to double down 10x and go all in on that style, on that piece, over and over and over and over. And especially if you keep bringing it out and they keep eating it up. You bring it out, they eat it up. You bring it out, they eat it up. Okay, then you know that's for sure. That is the one. So we're going all in. We're going all in on that. Now, short story. So, like I said, 9 years ago, I was out of school. I was broke. I was frustrated. I was in debt as well. I just maxed out on my American Express, maxed out on my Capital One credit card, and I was just losing it. So I was out of school. I have to find a way to get rid of these debt that I was dealing with, and plus waiting tables, and I was just struggling. I have to turn my art into cash flow some way, somehow. I know that I do have a skill. I know how to make art. And the entire life in school, I just make stuff and wear. I walk into H&M down the block and buy a plain white t-shirt, take it to the studio in school, and it comes out banging. And on the train coming home, people will be asking me, "Oh, Jen, what is this? We love this. Did you make it?" So I've always known that I can use colors to create a vibe, to create a feeling that people seem to like. So the first thing came in my mind, maybe I should start considering that. And also here in New York City, it's just part of the culture. Art is pretty much is big here, especially street art. So if you go down down the 14th Street, Union Square, or in Soho, or here in Harlem, whatever. It's just artists outside in the street, especially on the weekend. People just selling. You have artists pushing their artwork, and you have the hustlers selling, hustling and grinding, whatever it is that they got, they selling. People would just go downtown and go buy anything they can get their hands on and take it to whatever streets that they're comfortable selling, and they just sell. So selling is just it's just a big part of the everyday culture or on the weekend culture here in New York City. So I was just looking, I was like, you know what, maybe I should consider doing that. But I was dealing with this thing inside of me because I'm looking like, oh, do I really deserve to be outside, to be standing outside selling, or I should just make something that people were just gonna love and they could just buy it online, and maybe I can create a capsule of items, and then I could just give it to specialty boutiques and so on and so forth. I have all these stuff, but it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. That's just a dream. You can dream. You can have all these dreams all you want. The reality is it doesn't work like that. But I do have two good friends, both artists. One actually is a part-time teacher. He's a full-time teacher, and also a full-time artist, like selling. When I mean like full-time hustler, he also sells his art. And my other friend, he that's all he does. 7 days a week, he just sells art in the streets. If you go down to MoMA or Metropolitan Museum, he's there. He's either here or there or Union Square or in Harlem. He all over the place. All he does is create work and bring it out to sell. So I started hanging out with them a little bit and asking them a few questions, and they just let me know, if you are not lazy, and if you're gonna come out here and just start selling your work, you will find your people. They will buy. You will find your tribe, and they're gonna buy. And they've been doing it way longer than me, way longer. And besides, there's a bunch of other artists that were doing it that we're not even friends. But I see them that they out. I see them every weekend. They're out there doing their own thing. So that led to me saying, maybe I should give it a shot. What should I make? Now here's the idea. That's where a lot of artists get stuck. A lot of beginners or even intermediate and advanced people, they just get stuck there. What am I gonna sell? What am I gonna bring out? I was kind of thinking the same way. And then something just came out. I was like, you know what? Nah, forget about it. The same way that I used to just go to Zara and H&M and buy just t-shirts and bring it to the art studio and just in the school and just bang it out, mess it up, and just wear it, and people used to like it. I'm gonna do exact same thing. And that's exactly what I did. When I did that and just started bringing it out, and slowly but surely, week in, week out, week in, week out, I just started finding people just started showing love. I will never forget the first time I went to the street to sell, I made $110. $110. I came home, I was like, yes, 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 yes. I went out today and actually I sold something. I made money and I came home. I was so excited. I was like, oh, this shit, it can work. And I would never, that was 9 years ago. $110. That's how much I made, and I came home. And I was like, oh, yes, 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 yes. So that was the momentum. That was what drove me. Now, even if I would have made zero that day, I would have still went back the next day or the following weekend to just go give it a shot. But just that first day was just looked out for me, and I made 110. And I was like, yes, yes. Well, it is 110 more than that. I just had 110 more than I had yesterday. I had nothing yesterday, and today I went out and I made 110. Something that I just make for fun, something that I can just create with my eyes closed. I can just bang out art with my eyes closed. So if I can just do that and bring it out and come home with $110, man, I'm happy. I'm happy. That means I can actually make a living of my art. I just got to figure it out. I just got to learn. So that's what happened. And when that happened, I decided I'm going to merch down all the way. It's just going to be merch, 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 merch. Because I was bringing out canvases. I was bringing out kind of like large format, medium format size canvases, and it was hard to carry in and out and stuff like that. And and like one of these, all this stuff that I was talking to you about, I used to bring a whole bunch of other stuff. But when I went out, that 110, it was a t-shirts. So I realized that there's something special there with the t-shirt. So I need to merch down towards that. And then I started leaning more towards that. And like the canvas pieces becomes more like a conversational. We can have a conversation about what else do you have? Do you make any other art? Yes, absolutely. Here's my information. Give me your information. I'm going to send you some stuff. And that became that. That is the legacy. So the canvas is the legacy pieces. And now the merch is mixtape. Everyday money. I need my bread and butter, right? It's like my daily bread. So I have to, you got to come up with some kind of way, some pieces that gonna become your daily bread. Those are gonna just generate income, revenues for you. And this is the money that I jump in my car. I got to go get some supplies. I got somebody calling me. They want to see some stuff, or I had to drop off something. I just jump in my car. This is the daily bread that you can use to make all these errands. That's not gonna affect you. Where even if you don't sell your real canvas art for years, it will not affect you. And that's how you stay stress-free, and that's how actually you stay in business without being stressful. That's how you get out of this bubble, this curse of broke artists and struggling artists. That's how you leave that myth behind, this struggling artist and this broke artist myth. If you want to leave that shit behind, you got to go in person. You got to experiment. You got to track what's working and double down on what's working. That's exactly what I did. And I'm just telling you exactly just that. If you go out there, your story might be different. Your pieces might be your hat that you probably bring out. That's probably what people are going to jump on. It's probably going to be a tote bag. It could be a t-shirt. It can be a hoodie. It can be a jacket. It can be anything. That's what people might be going for. So you have to experiment. I mean, there's no two ways, just that. Shameless plug. If you're getting any value in what I'm telling you, please just check out the link below. I have some hand-painted, homemade aprons right here from my studio. Grab one for yourself for a gift to someone you know and show your love. Also, don't forget to hit like, comment, and share with a creative artist just like yourself. And so moving on, I'm just going to give you a small example. This is me, right? This is me. You can, if you're just getting started, you can start different because I didn't start like this. So for example, I sell a t-shirt for $50 out in the streets. On my website is more, but in the street, because it's directly human contact. People, it's instant. So when I go out in the streets, it's my weekend. It's kind of like my weekend pop-up. That's what I call it. So I sell a t-shirt for $50. A t-shirt costs me $5, and I sell it for $50. So if I buy 50 pieces of t-shirts and sell through those $50 t-shirts, the $50 t-shirt cost me 50 pieces of t-shirt will cost me $250, right? Yeah, for $5. Yes, because it's $5 a piece, $5 a t-shirt. So if I get 50 pieces, that costs me $250. And when I sell it at $50, it brings in $2,500, $2,500. Now, you tell me, if you find yourself in a business where you spent $250 to make $2,500 and you tell me that is not a good business to be in, then you can get out of business. If you spent $250 to make $2,500, if you think that it's not a good business to get in, then you can get out of business, then you can forget about it. Because this is a good business and I've been in there for 9 years. That's what's so amazing about about being an artist and being creative. Because I don't know about any other business, but art business, if you ask me, I would say that in front of anyone. It is probably, I think it is one of the most profitable business in the world. I know oil is oil and is super profitable and maybe some other crazy stuff. But god damn, art is a fucking high margin, high profitable, crazy business, crazy profitable business. So consider yourself lucky if you're an artist, if you are a designer, maker, creative some kind of way. Just consider yourself lucky because you can just make a couple of paint, turn a couple of brush strokes here and there, and the value goes from 0 to here automatically. And they're just so happy to actually pay for it. Of course, when I first started, I was selling t-shirts for like $20. I mean, do I know? I didn't know. I was struggling. It was like, yo, give me 20. I was so happy to even like to sell, like somebody bought something. Wow, like they bought what I made. I didn't even, like I made something and somebody is giving me money for it. Wow. And I was like, really? So 20, give me 20. All right, let me get 2. I get 1 for my cousin. And it was just working. 20, all right. So a couple of months later, I was like at $25. And they were buying. I was like, 25, they're going for it. And then down the line, I went up 30. No complaints. They just keep buying. From 30, I jumped to 40. No complaint. Not even a single soul ever said, yo. Of course, every once in a while, someone will be like, yo, if I get 3, what you gonna do for me? I say, I got you. Just what sizes do you want? And then we go in and I get you what you want. All right, 3, I'm gonna give it to you this. I'm gonna do this, that. So that those deals comes out. And sometimes, yo, I love it. This is so much, yo. I love this. This is an amazing work. Yo, you're so talented, man. Yo, but you know what? I only got 40 on me. I know you say it's 50, but I only got 40. You know what? I say, nah, give me, I take it. So that's how it worked in the street. It's on the website and on social media, it's virtual. So it's like there's no one there. There's no engagement. And they just have to go with it. If they don't have enough, then they just have to just walk away. But in person, they can ask you for a favor. They can just let you know that they mess with what you're doing and they love it. So, yo, look out for me. I'm $10 short. And what you gonna do? Boom, take it, right? So this is, and once you do that kind of favor for someone in person, they stuck with you for life. All right, so number 4 is merchant down. Once you figure out what's working, you just merch it down. You just go deep, go into the rabbit hole, go all the way and don't stop, right? Just turn that into products, into your repeatable. Keep making them, keep making them, keep making them, keep making them. That's pretty much how you're just gonna do it. Experiment, traction, you go all in, and then you merch down. If it's a t-shirt, if this black t-shirt is the one that people seem to be going for, you just go hard on that. Go get 50 pieces, $5 a piece, 250, and then slowly just bang them out. If you sell out, that brings you $2,500. So imagine if you merch down and you got 5 winners, you got 5 winning products, and you spend 250 to get to get you your winning product all in stock and set up, and you're moving them, and each one of them is going to bring you $2,500. How much is that? That's $12,500 easy. Of course, it's not instant. You don't go out. We are not supreme. We are not one of these guys that's like everything or limited edition. You got people lined up around the corner. No, when we go out in the street, we sell what we sell. We sell 5, 10, 7, 8 on the weekend in, weekend out, weekend in, weekend out. Before you know it, that 50 pieces is gone before you even know it. But the good news is, or the beauty about doing this is that every week you have revenue coming in. Every week you have income, you have cash flow. So your studio becomes an ATM machine that prints you money. Of course, it's not a lot of money, but a lot of money is depending on who you're talking to. Like I said, my first day out, I made $110. That $110, that's like $1,500 to me. That 9 years ago, that time, because I've been struggling. I never knew that I can sell something, like somebody will actually, I can make something and show up in the street and somebody will actually buy. And when I showed up, somebody bought. So that was everything to me. And it's been coming in like that nonstop for 9 years. So I might be standing outside selling and somebody might be walking thinking that he's broke. Yes, from a distance, artists, we look broke because we're so used to struggling and being broke and so on and so forth. But I guarantee you 99% of artists and creators that's outside in person selling are not broke as you think, to be realistically honest with you. So my entire career as an artist, if I don't have to sell canvases to make a living, it's fine with me because I already figured it out. I've already figured it out. My life doesn't depend on selling canvas to make a living. And as long as you bet your entire career, your entire artistic life on selling canvas to make a living, that's when it becomes so easy to fall into that trap of struggling artists and a broke artist. If you walk away with no chip on your shoulder, stop being ashamed of going out there to get money. If you are an artist, you will make money. Just show it up in person. Okay. Number 5. Then you have to put your social media versus your in-person, and then you scale it up and see which one is bringing in the most for you as far as your business, right? Is the social media engagement, is that translating into transaction and revenue and bringing you more money? Then of course you have to double down on that. Then you have to go all in on that. It's the same concept. It doesn't change. If it's social media, if you're getting more likes, more engagement, more DMs, more requests, more demand from your social media, people want to do business with you on the social media level, then you have to just, of course, focus your 1,000% there and transact and just kill it over there, right? Just squeeze the juice out of every single lemon that you can from that angle. If in person is what seems to be working, it's the same thing. It doesn't change. You just go all in, double down, triple down, just 10x it, go all the way in, all the way to the rabbit hole. Just go get it, squeeze it all out, crush it. So personally, like I said, I had social media before I started going outside. I used to be geeked out for just getting 5 likes on social media. Like, oh, yo, they're liking it. Yo, yes. I think if I come up with something, they will. And I was just stuck, just dealing with trying to come up with that specific thing. Until my friends that's selling art, and I seen what people are doing outside. Like, it's not really, it doesn't look like something that they actually like have to wait for years to come up with. People were just making art and just bringing it out. So I started doing that. When I started doing that, now all those ideas are stuck in the computer somewhere, because I this is my computer. Just this brush and and colors. That's it. That's I just make what I make and bring it out, and then just pay attention to the data, pay attention to to the traction, and see what's working. If it's working, we double down. If it's not working, we can slow it. We slow down on that, and we give it a chance. If not, we just kill it. Like I said, this stuff I don't even bring it out like that anymore. I only bring out my winners. You know, the only winning items that I have is what I push. Same thing if you go to my website, you're gonna only find what's worked, and this is a proving from the streets to my website. So that's how it works for me. Proving from the streets, whatever streets say this is what we're going for, I just take it and then bring it to the website. But if you just getting started, no rush, just do exactly what I just told you. Just 5 simple steps. Experiment. Bring it outside to see what's working. That's part of your experimentation. This is try and error. And then you track what's working. And then you go all in on what's working. And then you merge down. You just start gonna go get your, okay, I need 20 pieces, I need 20 t-shirts, or I need 20 hats, or I need 50 tote bags, because that's what seems to be working. That's what the merchant down. So you merge down, you go get them heavy. Now you have a stock, you have inventory in your crib, in your house. My living room is my warehouse, is my studio, is my office. My computer is here. It's like everything. This is I'm all in one artist slash businessman, and all from my living room studio. So you should start looking into that. And then number 5 is you're gonna weigh your social media versus your in-person in the streets, street hustling, see which one is working. So I encourage you to take a walk around your town, around your city, around your neighborhood, see who is doing that. If you see what other creators, artists out there, go check out your local galleries, go check out your local museums and farmers market and so on and so forth, and see who's out there doing what you wanted to do, who's out there in person pushing their work. Have a conversation, learn from them, talk to them. Anybody that you see that's out there selling something, things that you want to get into, go have a conversation and get some information, get some tips, and then learn from that, and then let that become your motivation, and let that inspire you to, if you don't have a studio in the house, go get a cheap table. You can buy like a super cheap kitchen table or dining table or whatever, and that's the cheapest one you can get. And then find a space in your room, your basement, your living room, wherever you can find them. Just put them there. Go get some colors and brushes, and get some items and just start experimenting. And after you experiment, after you have pretty decent stack of experimentation, set a date, one Saturday or one Sunday. It can be in front of it can be after church, right? If you go to church, on Sunday. After the church service is over, you set up in front of the church and just see what the people are gonna say. You have to just experiment. You just have to experiment it like that. You in that beginning stage where it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You just have to just go out there and experiment and see what the streets or what the public is going to say about it, and let the public help you build this thing, build this brand, build this art, build this business. And I'm telling you, you could do it. As long as you are a creative artist, you have something here and you know how to move your hands and just with your brush and whatever it is that you make it, bring it to the public. You're going to find your tribe. And every weekend you're going to find new member. That's the most amazing part of it. Every week you find a new member that's going to join you on the tribe, and then you're just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. I have been growing for 9 years nonstop. Nonstop. Every week I meet new people. Every week I'm selling to a new person. Every week I'm selling to a new person. So take advantage, go outside, go give it a shot, and then hit me up and let me know what happened when you went out. If you have any question related to what I am saying, how you want to go about it, if you have any question, just ask. Ask me and I will answer your question to the best of my ability. Thank you. Don't forget to hit like and connect with me and share as well, like I'm saying, and subscribe. See you on the next one. Salute. Thank you. Peace. One.